Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name's Sam and I'm a romance author based in the UK. And today I'm really excited to tell you about all of my current writing projects. I do a lot of writing vlogs and book challenges and videos about writing in general. A lot of times those things are missing context because you don't actually know what I'm working on. So I thought today I would walk you through the different projects that I'm working on. Obviously not giving too much detail because they are works in progress. So I'll start out by telling you about the books that I have that have already been published. That's The Summer House in Santorini and The Summer Wedding in Santorini. This is my first book, The Summer House in Santorini, and it came out in August of 2019 with one more chapter, which is a division of HarperCollins UK. And The Summer Wedding in Santorini, which is out in March of 2023, is its sequel. It follows the same characters. I count The Summer Wedding in Santorini as a current project still because though I've already done the drafting, the structural edits, the line edits, and even the proofread, it is still in production. It hasn't come out yet, and actually I still need to write the back matter for it, so I need to write the dedication and the acknowledgements, so that's exciting. I'm getting ready to sit down and do that in a few minutes. The biggest project that I'm working on at the moment is something that I'm calling Project Gilbert, and Gilbert is not one of the characters in it. I call it that because the way that it's pitched is very similar to Eat, Pray, Love, except it's fiction. This is a romance novel that involves a lot of travel and self-discovery, holiday romance, second chance romance, in a very similar way to Eat, Pray, Love. So a little bit about this project. It's an idea that I've had for a really long time. My publisher, who's known about this idea for a long time and loves it, jokingly calls it the sexual Rumspringa book. Take what you want from that information. I've had the idea for quite a while, and it's finally now feeling really compelling to me. Project Gilbert I originally conceived as a standalone novel, but as I was starting to write it, because there's so many destinations involved, like I said, similar to Eat, Pray, Love, it felt like I wasn't able to dive into each of the destinations in a meaningful way and make the setting feel really important, whilst also focusing on the plot and the romance element. And I articulated this to my publisher when I met with her in July, and she said, well, have you considered turning it into a trilogy instead? I had to admit that obviously turning one book into three would solve a lot of the issues that I was experiencing. So Project Gilbert romance trilogy, I'm kind of working on it as a whole at the moment, so I don't really have code names for the individual parts. Project Gilbert is the primary project that I'm working on at the moment. I do have another project that's kind of my side piece to an extent, and I call it Project Puppy. And it was because it was inspired on a dog walk, and I've given the main character a dog very similar to my dog as an homage to the inspiration for the story. That is a standalone rom-com. It's enemies to lovers, and it's very like cozy small town kind of vibes. Sometimes you're just not feeling the thing that you're working on, and it's nice to have something else that you can dip into so that you're able to maintain that habit. I've got a few other projects that are sort of in the ideation stage. One of those is called Project Getaway, rekindling romance, childhood sweethearts, second chance kind of thing, holiday romance as well. You can tell I really love sort of destination themed stuff. I originally wrote the start of a novel, maybe 2/3 of a novel, right before I moved to the UK for my master's degree. And I put that aside. By the time I came back to it, after I'd done my degree, I was like, yeah, this is not very good. But I really do think that there is a nugget of something good there, and I really want to revisit it. Then I've got what some of my friends will know exactly what I'm talking about, which is called Project Moo. And if you've heard me refer on social media to the cow book, that's what Project Moo is, and I'm not going to give anything more away than that, but that is a cozy small town romance as well, but it is actually Christmas themed. It's something I've always wanted to dip into, but it's always felt less urgent to me than the other things I'm working on, so I've started lately to think a little bit more about it. Now I've then got a few things that are very different genre-wise. So next is Project Antler. which is kind of like a cozy thriller. It's got older main characters, so usually I write main characters that are sort of my age or younger, but this one is inspired by my mom and some of her friends. Actually, she and her best friend came up with the idea. It's something that I've written like a blurb for. I do also need to think about this commercially because I write romance, my publisher publishes romance. If I want to dip into something like a cozy thriller, yes, my publisher publishes that genre, but I'm not one of the authors that they publish for that genre, so there would need to be commercial conversations about, is that something that they would want to see from me? Because since I'm unagented and I work directly with my publisher, it means that those conversations need to be had a little bit differently. I can't just sort of work on something with an agent and send it out to other people. I really need to respect that relationship with my publisher and make sure that I'm producing things that they want to see from me. Maybe someday I'll have an agent and I can sort of do this with them, but at the moment, that's not something that I have. When I do choose to move away from that, whether because I need a break from romance creatively or because there is a demand for it somewhere, Project Antler is top of my list. I also have Project Endgame. And then the last thing that I have sort of any kind of structure to is called Project Kayla. This is a dystopian YA novel that I actually did for my master's degree dissertation. I got quite a bit of the way through it, maybe like 2/3, and then I just stopped because I started writing romance. And I haven't picked it up since, but I'm still really compelled by the story. I think it's really, really interesting. It's got slight like environmental undertones to it, and I think as climate change progresses and gets worse, I think that it becomes more and more a story that I feel compelled to tell. So it's possible that I will revisit that one, if for no other reason, just as a passion project, even if I don't think anyone will want to publish that. I also have 3 projects that are not things that I'm working on at the moment, but they're just ideas that I've had. So we've got Project Sweepstakes, Project Do-Over, and Project Playback, which are all romances. Project Sweepstakes is an enemies to lovers forced proximity romance. Project Do-Over is sort of a speculative time slip romance, and Project Playback is cozy contemporary romance. And then finally we've got Project Double, which is women's fiction, psychological, not really a thriller. It's a lot of things, but I'm really only actively working on 1 or 2 of those at a time. So Project Gilbert, my main hustle at the moment. Project Puppy, my side hustle. Not even my publisher knows about all of these projects and ideas, so you're getting very inside information there. But it's stuff that I'm really excited about. I look at every single one of these ideas and I think, yes, that's a story that I want to tell. I'm really lucky that I've never had any shortage of those things, and I don't think most writers have a shortage of ideas. I think it's more a shortage of time or energy or motivation to turn those ideas into a reality. And of course, I probably won't make my way down that list in that order or even close to it. There will be new projects that pop in, new ideas that take over. But for now, those are my current writing projects. If you do want to buy The Summer House in Santorini or The Summer Wedding in Santorini, which is available for pre-order, you can do so on Amazon, or depending on where you live, through your local bookstore. It will be available in both ebook and paperback straight away. Hopefully that helps provide a little bit of context to the other videos that I make. And if you want to follow along for the journey of turning all of those ideas into reality, don't forget to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to see from me in the future. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.